Listen to me. The system we went into, the Royal Courts of Justice, it's fixed. It's rigged. Plus, when we went to court in empty buildings where they kept everything low-key and quiet. Judges was in on the forgery. Remember what the judge said to me? If I went and looked for Daddy's handwriting to be analyzed by a handwriting expert, he'll put 5 years in my arse. He was going to send me to 5 years in prison. He said it in front of you. Tribunals do not have hearings in the Guildhall. The Guildhall is for criminals. They were wearing wigs. The system was rigged to take the house off us, Carlton. That's a £2.1 million house, and they was ready for us, Carlton. It didn't matter if we had 10 lawyers in my arse paying. All right now I'd be paying thousands of pounds in a system where the motherfuckers come together. The judge meets the lawyers, and the lawyers meet the judge, and they establish the terms of rules of engagement and how they're going to fix the case. We're in Great Britain. This country's went to Australia, killed the fucking inhabitants, the Aborigines, and take the country from them. Hey, go to South Africa, kill black people. In the United States of America, they're killing black people every day. You're talking rubbish. I would have spent thousands of pounds on a lawyer in a case that's fucking rigged. You're a big man, and I have to explain that to you, and it's pissing me off. We could have had 10 beautiful lawyers, and the lawyers would have established the truth and the fact, and the freaking will is forgery, and it still wouldn't have mattered. The police protected her because she's a fucking police. She's not a Joseph. Why do you think Daddy kicked her out of the fucking house? She had Daddy arrested. You think Daddy would give Mommy Daddy wouldn't give Mommy the sweat of his balls? He hated Mommy that much. I'm gonna be truthful and honest, okay? And I don't care whether you like it or not. I am the eldest, the dumbest ass eldest son of Henry Arthur Joseph. He came to me because I am the eldest. If he was the eldest, he would have been coming to you. I am his firstborn. Now, I don't know how that establishes in your mind that when you have your first child, you're more to be with that first child. That's the first child. If you was the first child, Daddy would be more with you. But I happen to be the first child born. Remember, I was born 61, you were born 62. You were second in command, Speed. He told me he lived in the house to me because I'm the one that was working and saving, and I'm like him. I am just like him. I don't do stupid things, I don't take chances, and I'm a work and saver. He told me that the headlam came downstairs. While he was lying there, sitting on the chair, the man stand right next to him. Daddy grabbed him by his neck and marched him up the stairs and threw him out. Daddy said he wanted to punch him. Daddy told me to take the house, let's go. To make her go and see a lawyer. And you know what I did? I thought about you, Shirley, and Mommy. And he wouldn't have it. So we rowed. And he grabbed me, and I grabbed him, and I tried to hold him back, and he wouldn't stop holding me. Every day, I sit in the darkened room crying my eyes out. But I disobeyed my dad, and you've never looked at me and think, I am under so much pressure and stress. I haven't grieved for my parents. All the things we went through as children with Daddy and Mommy, and then look at that. I haven't grieved for my parents, man. I haven't grieved. My father, every day Daddy's dead. Every day is like I'm reliving it. I have depression, Carlton. I'm barely sleeping. I fell a couple of days ago on my waist. My leg is swollen. I'm taking painkillers. I'm always walking around angry, Carlton. I think about how I let down my family, my blood, which is you are, and the way you talk to me, I feel like I'm nothing in front of you. I turned the house down because of you. He wouldn't allow for you to put your name to be put on the house. He didn't want what he worked for to be sold, Carlton. And I have to now wait for death. And then I'm going to have to see him, Carlton. And what am I going to say to my dad? And that whore of a mother we had, a prostitute, fucking whore. I disobeyed my father. Honor thy father and thy mother. It's in the Bible, boss. And I have to live with that for the rest of my days. You know, see how many times I want to kill myself? It didn't matter if we had 10 lawyers. The system was rigged against us from the beginning, and you don't fucking get that into your head. Don't just listen to this podcast and just leave it there like that. You need to fucking listen to it at least once in your life, and then you can tell me whatever you like. You can curse me till the cows come home, I don't care. We went to British Justice. Isn't that a fucking joke? British Justice. Look how they slain Stephen Lawrence, and how many times his mother had to go back to the courts to get them motherfuckers. 4 men helped aided in murdering him, only 2 get the done. And you're going to a system where they're looking at us as monkeys, mate? Are you trying to be fucking kidding me? We could have the best fucking lawyer in town and we would have still lost. There's gentrification. They're taking the houses from us, man. They're removing black people. They're taking black people and putting them on planes and sending them back to the West Indies, man. Windrush. You live in the area of Windrush. How many family members has disappeared and we find them in St. Lucia? Don't fucking talk to me about having a lawyer. Well, now I'd be paying more money, wouldn't I? And then what would have happened? You had a lawyer. You could have got a free lawyer. You had one. The lawyer came on the day of the hearing. What kind of joke was that? And then Slater and Gordon's lawyers giving me papers on the day of the hearing with no time to prepare or thing. What kind of fucking system are we living in that is allowing that to happen? Corruption is in England is endemic. Lord Scarman said that there was institutional racism in the Metropolitan Police. It's the same thing in the courts. Remember, I've been to 2 hearings. The theft and loss of our home and the boundary dispute with Ashok, where the lawyer came and pushed me and came in my car to make me fight him. You don't think I wanted to take my hand and take my finger and pass it in his fucking eye? Do you know what it takes a lot for a man to be abused by another man in front of his son and know that my job and everything I would lose if I put one hand on the man? You're something else, man. We would have had 10 lawyers paying them big money and we still would have got stitched up. You're telling me that will that Deborah wrote? Shirley told them in the court, Deborah wrote the whole thing and signed it. She told the judge that. The fake judge. The one that had a shoe thrown at him. He didn't even put his full name on the paperwork. And he threatened me with prison. 5 years.